we've got to get this fixed. It's been a trend this year, and especially early in games, and that's affected how we've been able to play. We haven't been able to play like run our full offense and run it how it should be run, just because we're getting down in these games because we are turning the ball over. So. I think it's one of those things where we got to get this fixed. The ball's the most important thing, and we can't be handing it to the other team.
Okay, so I'm sitting up here looking at the standings. I saw that terrible game last night, and I said something at the beginning of the season that I thought made sense, and it still makes sense to me, and I'm not surprised at all. What do we know? Dallas Cowboys have the worst defense in the NFL. They've allowed 218 points, which is the most in their division, and they're in first place with 2 victories. They're in first place. Now, that doesn't mean anything to anybody who understands football. Being in first place in week 6 of the season is not indicative of playoff at all, okay? But I think they're going to probably win the division anyway. The Eagles are 1-4, the Giants are 1-5, and Washington's 1-5. Dallas is 2-4, and they look terrible. They have a quarterback, even though he didn't play too good against the Cardinals. The defense was terrible, and when you turn the ball over, you lose. If you turn the ball over and you don't get it back, you lose. Especially if every time you turn it over, the other team scores a touchdown. So let's not overreact. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times we're overreacting. Answer this. If the Dallas Cowboys lose again, and lose again, and lose again, and they finish one game ahead of the Eagles, Giants, Redskins, don't they still go to the playoffs? Okay, I know what the answer is. You don't have to answer out loud. And if they go to the playoffs, our assumption is they're going to lose to whoever they play, because there's no way they could be better than any of these other teams, right? But I want you to go back and look, maybe last year, the year before. I want you to notice, we were ahead of the Eagles all year long, but somehow the Eagles still won the division and they still advanced to the playoffs. Now, a couple of years before that, the Eagles actually won the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win it, but the one thing that might happen, Dallas could turn it around. And for Cowboy haters, you're laughing because you're saying there's no way they could turn it around. They're terrible. Their offense, cowgirls, and all that. And why do y'all always attack their gender whenever they lose, like girls? Come on, none of you guys call them cowgirls have a chance with the smallest cowboy. Heads up. So, but you're funny though. You are funny. This is what's gonna happen though. I don't get worried until it's over, till they are eliminated. Once they get to 8-8 or whatever they finish with, and it's an elimination game, that's the game you got to win. So I ask this question. If Dallas is one game for being eliminated right before the season ends, and they win that game and they get in the playoffs, then they have to win that next game. What if they win that next game? They're still in, right? And if they win that next game, they're still in. So basically, let me cut to the chase. Until they're eliminated from the playoffs, they're still Super Bowl contenders. As is any team that's playing right now that's not eliminated. So stop overreacting, okay? It's just football. There's a pandemic going on right now. You people are tripping over football. You hear me? I mean, the Bills looked great last year. They just lost. The Titans look great. They just won. But they lost in the playoffs last year. Again, they didn't make it. They didn't go to the Super Bowl. People overreact. I know. It's just so we have something to talk about. But anyway, I still love watching it. And I don't think that predicting the games is that important, because if our predictions were all we went by, why do we play the game? We play the game because anything can happen on any given Sunday.
It was me. I'm supposed to be a guy this team can rely on. I'm supposed to be a guy that this team can lean on when times get rough, and I just wasn't that today. I got us started off to a terrible start. The defense they were playing well, but I killed our momentum. 2 fumbles. I can't do that. I can't.